does this work? Okay. Okay, cool. How do I see like comments? 5 numbers together and read the numbers at the bare minimum, like if we just picked the smallest possible number, we get 1, 2, and 3 inside the box. Just as a guess, we put 1, 2, and 3 there. And you'll see if I try to do like 2, 3, 4 or some other example, then it would work out, and you'll see why pretty quickly, I think, if I go through this, which basically if I put 1, 2, and 3 here, and I put the very smallest numbers over here, 1 and 2, this is the absolute smallest number I could create. If you add these numbers up, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. In other words, even with the very smallest possible combination, I get the maximum number in a Sudoku, 9. So if I put any higher numbers, it breaks the game because it becomes 10 or higher. Oh, thank you for telling me. Why no? What about this? There we go. Or does that work? Dang. Let me listen. It doesn't seem too loud for me. I'm playing my live oh, that it's okay. I think a long lag effect between when I type to you versus when it appears on the live stream. Like you'll see when I'm typing and speaking at the same time in the video happens way later than when you already got my messages on the live stream. Thank you for telling me. Are you familiar with this kind of Sudoku at all? With like different rules and stuff? Because I'm brand new to it. I discovered it like 2 weeks ago or something. Yeah, when did I discover this? And how? I don't even remember how I discovered it. I know like it was through this channel, but like I don't know how I found the channel. Sudoku? It looks like I literally Googled no, that's in July. It looks like I searched Sudoku Maker, and somewhere after searching Sudoku Maker, I somehow ended up on YouTube. Just somehow I discovered this one. Whoa. First time for you? Whoa. It's really, really, really cool. So, you might want to check out this channel. He's way better or faster at Sudoku than me. He can like do these puzzles in like 20 minutes up to an hour and a half. Maybe there's a video somewhere on his channel where it's like maybe up to 2 hours. but it takes me anywhere from like 2 hours to 8 hours, maybe even more. So I'm probably not going to live stream for very long, but yeah, it's really cool. There's links in every single video from his channel. His channel is called Cracking the Cryptic. And yeah, I don't think this saves my progress, this specific puzzle, but I basically will try and do the puzzle and I'll come back to his videos and then watch and see if he and I solve them the same. And it took me, like, after solving, like, several of them to realize that I was actually solving them. Like, I thought it was, like, a fluke, or that I only understood specifically one of them, but I was, like, understanding all of them. There's some that I end up, like, I can't do it. Oh, no, I lost this one. This was my very first one I did from his channel, and I felt so proud of myself. And the rule is basically, like, these represent 1s, these represent 5s, and these represent 9s. If you put like a 4 here, so strange, it's not working now, what the heck? But if you put a number in the first column, it tells you it's broken. No. Well, I'd have to go into it a different time, but yeah, I'm just going to do some Sudoku, and anyone who is curious about what I've been up to lately, it's basically this. So, back to this explanation. As you can see, the bare minimum, in fact, I might start over the explanation because I don't know if the music was too loud, but pretty much I was basically saying how the rule in this Sudoku is that the numbers in the circle have to add up to, or are the sum of the numbers in the arrows. Meaning if you put like a 5 here, this has to be like a 2 or a 3. It can be in either order. Or it could be like a 1 and a 4. And it's like that with every single set of circle with their respective arrows. This one is like a 2 and 1. So if I put like a 3 in here, and like, that means these two numbers have to add to 3, so like this, 1 plus 2 equals 3, and this is its own circle that goes there, so this would be the number 2. In other words, whatever number this is, it's like a 5, this one, there's not more digits after one single arrow, so it has to be the exact same as what's inside that circle, because 5 sums up to itself. And then if I put like a 2 in here, this is 7, because 2 plus 5 is 7. So that's how the rule works. It's very interesting how there's just only one rule on this board, and you're supposed to be able to figure out all the numbers. The only one I've managed to figure out, which was within 6 minutes, and I honestly kind of should have stopped the timer now for the sake of myself, since the last 12 minutes has been me not doing the puzzle at all. Though even when I try to get a good time, I get stumped at so many places later, even when I have good momentum, that it becomes like 400 minutes, or like something like really long. But anyways, how I know this is a 9 is because there are at least 5 digits on this arrow. And I plugged in the very smallest possible digits just to see what the smallest possible number that could fit in here. And when you put 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2 over here, because this is a brand new box, because some might believe it has to be digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the case if the arrow was all inside of one box. But because it crosses over into the box next to it, you can have repeating digits so long as they don't overlap. Like I wouldn't be able to do this, but luckily I could do this. So when you do these digits, you get 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Meaning, this has to be a 9, no matter what. Because if I try to put any larger numbers in here, now all of a sudden I get 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12. There's no such digit as 12 in Sudoku. There's just 1 through 9. So that's how I know that these have to be 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2, respectively. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So, that's about as far as I've got. And I use similar logic to figure out the maximum numbers that can fit in these circles, which is that you have to add 3 digits together. These are just all the possible digits. 1, 2, and 3 gets you the number 6. 2, 3, and 4 gets you the number 9. 1, 2, and 4 gets you the number 7. 1, 3, and 4 gets you the number 8. So why I wrote them all in here was I was trying to see if there was an overlapping digit that was in every single combination, because then I would know for sure what's in here. Sadly, there's not. There's always a missing digit in one of them. If I pick up the digits 1, there's no 1 in the 2, 3, 4. If I pick up the digits 2, there's no 2 in the 1, 3, 4. If I pick the digit 3, there's no 3 in the 1, 2, 4. And it just happens like that in all of those. So I know one of those numbers is missing. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Let's see. If I picked the very smallest number, 1, that would go in here. Maybe that's not the right approach. If I used 2, 3, and 4, I would be able to have digits 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 9 as well. No, because if you add 1 and 9, 9 can go in here. But it can't go over here, because like if I put a 9 and like a 1, for example, that would equal the number 10, which is impossible. So this would make it so that I could use even the digit 8 and 1, for example, and get 9. Yet, if I use the digits like 1, 2, and 4, I could put the digit 3 and put like a 5 or a 6, for example. This would give me 8. If I put a 6, this would give me 9. So essentially, I'm just trying to find something that I can use. And something I'm getting is that certain numbers can't go in here. A 1 cannot go in here because 2 digits will be bigger than that. Same with 2. I think even 3 doesn't work because no matter which ones of these I use, if I don't use a 3, it would actually have to be 1, 2, and 4, which are too big of a number. So if it's a 4, I could use 1, 2, and 3. I feel like I'm getting somewhere with this. 1, 2, and 3. And if this was 4, it doesn't work because you would need 1 and 3 to get the number 4. 2 and 2 is not possible because you would create 2 of the same digit. So it can't be a 4 either. 5, on the other hand, honestly, maybe not either. Well, yeah, it can't be a 5. Because if I use 1, 2, and 4, I need 3 and 2 or 1 and 4. This has 2, 3, and 4. This uses a 1 and a 4 as well as a 3. So yeah, this can't be a 5 either, meaning it has to be a 6 at the bare minimum. And if the smallest number that's over here is a 5, the only next smallest number is a 1, which means if it was a 7, same situation, I would have to use a 6 and a 1. If it was an 8, I'd have to use a 7 and a 1. And if it was a 9, I'd have to use an 8 and a 1. In other words, 1s are not one of these 3 numbers. So I can delete those ones that all contain a 1 inside of them, which remains the digits 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, I'm pretty nervous to share all of this part with the channel because I'm not quite sure if anyone would really find this stuff interesting, but I wanted to let you all know that, yeah, I've been really into Sudoku, and it turns out I'm quite able to problem solve and figure out things. And I really, really wish that this skyscraper puzzle wasn't broken right now. This is really making me sad because it was working before. So I'm very confused as to what happened, to be honest. Maybe if I try this, allow all cookies, and then let it load on here. There we go. Okay. So maybe the final thing that I want to, I'm just making sure my live stream's not too long. The final thing I would like to leave off on is my very first puzzle that I did on this app or website, which is called the 159 Skyscraper by Clover. And you can read these rules if you would like to, but essentially I'll just explain them. So first, there's these red strips. The red strips represent like an index number for where a certain corresponding digit is. And to be more specific, or to re-explain that, this first row right here that I'm highlighting blue is the number 1. The digits represents the digit 1. And what I mean by that is if I put a number in this row, or column I mean, this is telling me this is the number row in that very, or that number column in that very row. Rows and columns always confuse me, but it's basically the number in this horizontal line that you place a 1. So if this happens to be a 4 in this Sudoku puzzle, the 1 goes in the 4th box. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if it happened to actually have been like an 8, you would go to the 8th box right there. So if this was like a 9, you'd put a 1 in here. If this was a 6, you'd put a 1 right there, and so forth. Same thing with this, only with 5s. This represents the 5s. So if you put a 3, this is saying that on the 3rd column or whatever, you would place a 5. And like if you place like a number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 goes there. So that's the rule of these strips here. And this one would be 9s. So if I put like a 5, or let me put like a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, you put a 9 there. And that's the rule. It's really, really cool. And I honestly couldn't believe that I figured this out, because it's like, when I first saw these puzzles, I was like, there's no numbers on the board. I had no idea there were Sudoku puzzles that literally start with like no numbers, and with like colors, and like number clues, and all these different puzzles that I didn't realize existed in Sudoku. It's pretty cool. So, the last rule in this Sudoku puzzle, you may have noticed these number 5s all around. These 5s represent skyscrapers that you can see when looking down from that direction. And the skyscrapers are corresponding to the values. So what I mean is, if this is a number 1, imagine that it's a skyscraper of 1 block worth of height. If I placed a 5, it's 5 blocks tall. If you place a 9, it's saying there's a skyscraper in that cell that is 9 blocks tall. Meaning if I put the numbers, any numbers over here, in any order, from this direction, if you were to be a person right here where that 5 is and look down this, you would only see 1 tower or 1 skyscraper, the 9 skyscraper, because all the other skyscrapers that are shorter than it are blocked by the view of the number 9 skyscraper. So these number indicators are telling you how many skyscrapers exactly can you see. So if I placed, for example, this, or rather this, you would see the 1, the 2 is a little taller, then the 3, then the 4, and then the 9. and that would be exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skyscrapers before all the rest get towered. So this is a possible combination. Now, for example of how it gets trickier than just simply putting whichever combination in, other than the fact that this is a whole Sudoku puzzle, is check it out when you try that here. Here you can see 5 towers this way, but from this direction you can see, first you can see the 8, then the 7, 6, and 5 are all going to be shorter than it, so you can see 1 so far in this whole section. Then you can see 2 when you get to this number 9 tower, if you can visualize that. And then you can't see anything else. In other words, you can see 5 towers going this direction, but you can only see 2 towers going this direction. Therefore, this is incorrect already so far. So you have to figure out on your own this puzzle and fill out the entire Sudoku board. So I just think it's really, really cool. If any of you find any of this interesting, I'd love to know. If any of you would ever want to watch me play Sudoku, maybe in the future when I get a lot faster at it, because right now it'll be excruciatingly slow, where you're better off just watching Cracking the Cryptic. He did this skyscraper puzzle in about 30 minutes. It took me much, much longer than that. I don't even remember if I recorded it. I have some recordings on my computer. Here's me in the process of how I was like figuring it out for myself. I have like a few, like part 1, part 2. See, this video alone was 1 hour and 11 minutes. And I did solve it actually in this final hour. It took me apparently 236 minutes. Much, much longer than Cracking the Cryptic, who's 60, 120, 180, 240. So I took almost 4 hours, whereas he took 30 minutes. So like an eighth of the time or something. Something like that. Now granted, he is like one of like the world champions or has some form of a title, and it was my very first puzzle that I've ever done like this, and I had no idea that I could even do it. But I could, and I was like, whoa. And I wanted to record, and yeah, once I like finished the puzzle, like, I get to the, where did he go? I literally, there he is. What? I like go in onto his video, and I think I like talk about him, and his name is Simon. I don't know where he is in my recording. I saw him when I was fast forwarding at the very, very end, but there he is, literally at the very, very end there. And he's showing this visual explanation of the towers, and how you can see in this visual you can see 5 towers. The 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9. But you can't see the 1, 3, and 6, and the 8. So, yay, Sudoku! So yeah, that's it for now. Anyone who finds this interesting, once again, I really would appreciate if this made any sense, if you find any of this interesting, if you would like maybe a link to his channel's called Cracking the Cryptic, anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna head out now. Until next time, I know you're all waiting for me to go live with specifically doing readings, and I will be doing that. I've really missed getting to be on my channel and to just share myself on my channel with, first, myself as like a diary, but also with anyone who vibes with me. And I know there's a lot of you out there who really love me and support me, and the feeling is mutual. So yeah, whoops. So yeah, I'll talk to you all later, and I might just play music and do Sudoku for like 2 minutes as like a, maybe like a relaxation if anyone finds this relaxing, the music and everything. And then I'll end the live stream just quietly. So yeah. You might not find this song cute, but I think it's cute. It's children singing a very beautiful song. Okay. Yeah, this is a 2, 3, 4. I already know what this is. Shoot it. So this cannot be a 9. And if it's a 6, 7, or an 8, if it's a 6, this is a 7. If it's a 7, this is an 8. Which means 6, 7. Just gonna leave 2 digits. Oh yeah, this can't be an 8 anymore. Because this would have to be a 9. I do talk aloud when I do Sudoku. So this has to be a 6, 7, or 8. If it was a 6, this would be like a 5. So one example of how you can cross things out even beyond the normal Sudoku rules is, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating like little blue lines, and like Mark and Simon, the 2 people on Cracking the Cryptic, they don't do stuff like any of what I do. They do so much of it in their heads. They know the combinations without having to write them down. It's really incredible. But also this has been their life for a really long time, and who knows, maybe they were also really good at the combinations at a young age, but that would also probably still have come from lots of practice and fascination with numbers and combinations. Things like that. And then like sticking with it. Because when I was a little kid, I had a lot of numbers and combinations memorized as well. But anyways, so I know these ones cannot be a 9, these blue highlighted areas. But I also know this one cannot, because it's a point of an arrow. And if you put a 9 there, for example, and any number here, you get, this is number 10 now, or the number 11 or 12. All of these are too big, and so yeah, I know that the 9 cannot go onto that arrow either, and it can't go into this circle either. It has to go in here. So yeah. I think, personally, this is the best I can think of. It might be something like this, or maybe even somehow like this, but I can't think that far ahead, so I'm just gonna do this for now. is my next catch? Let's see, the logic I used in here. I just can't find another angle right now. It could be something extremely obvious, and I'm just not seeing it. But I don't want to bore anyone with just a long video of me just staring blankly, so oops. And I forgot to press play there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, also my times are not accurate because sometimes I try and pause to go get tea, come back, and I never click play. And then after I'm like doing it for like an hour, I'm like, wait, I never resumed the timer. So, but yeah, for now I'm mostly just playing them recreationally. But later I do want to like time myself to like see how long it takes. But yeah. I am going to officially end the stream now. If anyone did watch all of this and this was cool to you, thank you very much. I appreciate that.